Hey, it's Engraver here. Welcome back to my channel. I was planning on performing for you tonight a little violin impromptu, but unfortunately, whether it was the interface or a cable or my pickup microphone, not sure what, I had developed these atrocious popping noises, so you wouldn't have enjoyed that sweet violin sound with those popping noises. So I thought I'd use this opportunity to just talk to you about my growing score for the live performance setting. It's not much, but it's fairly comprehensive at the same time. As you can see here, I do have, in addition to my MIDI score, a microphone set up right here. So where you can, just boot the audio server and write in a synth for your microphone. And I have a reverb synth here. In addition to groups, to send that mic to the microphone group and that reverb to the reverb group. But this will all be for future use once I troubleshoot that atrocious, what's causing that atrocious sound. So yeah, unfortunately, I was ready to play some violin for you. Anyway, moving along up to the score. Actually, all the way up to the score. It is pretty long. We start here with the kick, the ride, the perk, the bass, all instruments you've seen before in previous videos. And also my embellish, which is an embellish coloration, a color instrument, and also my harmony instrument. And I have this here in Logic Pro, so let's go ahead and go into this and highlight those tracks and have a listen. Alright, so fairly good. I do want to change that harmony instrument some. I had developed that instrument months back, but it didn't quite fit with the violin anyway, so that color, that instrumentation is subject to change. And a real quick look at the MIDI environment window, if you can pull it up using Command 0. That is our Cosmic Ice for Instrument 6 and MIDI Channel 6, which is, of course, pop question to you. What channel is it in SuperCollider? It is, that's right, it's 5. It is 5. And also my embellishment instruments is Channel 5, of course, MIDI Channel 5, MIDI Channel 4 in SuperCollider. I cannot stress that enough. Just so you don't forget, but really so I don't forget. So let's go back into Logic and take a look at our instruments, in particular the embellishment instrument and also the harmony instrument. I will cover this in another video. Something I had run into that poses a bit of difficulty if we're not careful, but an in-depth explanation will be in another video. Just want to stress this, that you should notate if you are including rests and if you're including things like layering in your composition and have very specific things and how things are lined up very, accordingly, of course. You should notate this in your MIDI note key, but also in your dir key. At first I thought it was a given, beats of silence, that's for the dir key, for the length, that value there, length of silence or length of a note or note event. But it is also important that you notate it as such in the MIDI note. This is the most effective. So as you can see, my embellishment comes in 32 beats, or after 32 beats of silence, so on beat 33 essentially, after the rhythmic section and bass section have already started. And you can see with my harmony here that I have a peak of 64 beats of rest. So it comes in a bit longer, a bit after the embellishment has already started. And like it is with the embellishment instruments, it's specifically notated. PC here, rest, a beat of rest, iterated 64 times, and also that is played out here in the dir key. I spent a few hours just trying to get things lined up, and I found out that this was the way to notate it. So yeah, more on that in another video. But let's go ahead and play it. So we're cruising through our 32 beats of silence. Iterated twice. Notice that the harmonies come in. Progression here, iterated twice. Alright, so you get the idea, right? You're following along? Yeah? Alright, so now the harmony has 32 beats of silence. Notated this under the MIDI note and also the dur key. So it's going to go along as before. I just wanted it lined up, neatly organized. And notice the PC down here. These are chords of 4 beats, iterated 8 times. And this is just how I'm lining it up right now. Like that rhythm. I so wanted to play violin with this, but it will come. It will come. All right, so yeah, so that's a bit of an expansion on the score, and you'll notice that it's a pretty comprehensive score for relatively little material, but I don't mind that. I think that's, once it's set, you know, that's basically 4 or 5 minutes of music for a live performance setting. And with the sound library of high quality instruments or something that I modify or you know, make up in Logic Pro, that could be pretty effective. It could be pretty cool. So hopefully you enjoyed that. This was a bit of an impromptu video on my part. So the live performance setting will keep on expanding, and I think this will be the theme going into November and December, among other things. Anyway, so yeah, another video to come on why specifically I line it up, and there'll be some sound demos, and hopefully I'll have a pretty elaborate MIDI score in a couple of weeks, and then we'll switch over to sound files and see if there's a difference between the two as far as control and values and all of that. But yeah, it's coming along, and I will get some violin in here soon. So thank you for watching and listening. Always be on the lookout for some sound experimentation every Thursday. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Until then, happy experimenting, happy composing, and I'll see you shortly. I'll see you next week.